and this is
Neverland Navigation Radio,
where we join Morgan for her most recent sailing on the Disney Destiny.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is so exciting.
Very exciting. I love the Wish class ships, which are the ones that have been built, recently.
Yep.
And yeah, this was a fun one to add to my collection of memories.
Absolutely. There are so many reasons we were so excited about Disney Destiny upon announcement. Can you just share some of the things that excited you most about this new Disney cruise
and
line?
if you go back and listen to the episode where we found out about everything, you'll hear me fangirling out because both of us because one, they have Hercules the musical or the Broadway or whatever they're calling it as a show, which doesn't exist on Broadway in America. So that was such a massive deal and one of our favorite movies.
Totally.
Yes.
We feel that Hercules is criminally underutilized.
So underutilized.
Yeah, so we were ecstatic to see so much Hercules themed.
Yes, it wasn't just a little bit. It was everywhere. In addition to that, they had the Lion King kind of dinner show. I'm going to get into that later. That is taking the place of, if you're familiar with the Wish, the Frozen Arendelle dinner type show situation. And then they also have a Marvel dining. And for this one, so on the Wish, the story that you get is an Ant-Man and the Wasp story.
Okay.
And on this one, it's Groot and Rocket, which, I mean, if you know me, you know Rocket's my favorite. So
that's so awesome.
I was just bubbling with excitement.
Oh, that's so great to hear.
I booked it the second I was allowed to, over a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so we were a little enthusiastic about this one in case you were
This is the only one I've ever done this with. Probably the only one I will ever do that with, where I booked it a year and a half in advance.
Yeah.
On the day that they let me do it. They also opened it to book on September 12th, which is my birthday. So it just felt like the stars were aligning, Hercules pun intended.
It was your Disney Destiny.
It was my destiny.
All right, before we dive into the full detail on the ship, which I think we're all excited to hear, I wanted to thank you guys for joining us. And if you would like to help support the show to continue with these fun travel adventures, travel destination, park history, all kinds of stuff, then it would help us a lot if you subscribed to the show and left us a review, because that helps with the discoverability of the show quite a bit. And we also love reading them and interacting with you guys, so we would really appreciate it.
Yes, and if you are thinking about going on a Disney cruise or any other cruise line or doing any other kind of vacation, like a Disney theme park vacation or Universal or even Vegas, think about sending me an email first. My email is morgan@neverlandnavigation.com, because I am a free-to-you travel agent. I get paid commission from the place you're going to, and you don't have to pay me a penny, and you don't pay more than you would pay if you booked it yourself. So it's a no-brainer to use a travel agent, because you're essentially paying for a travel agent services, whether you use them or not. So you might as well let somebody grab that commission and help you out and I give my clients a free gift as a thank you for letting me book for them.
And what might that gift be?
Most of the time, my clients choose free trip t-shirts.
And I'll tell you why. It's because that's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah.
And especially if you're Disney trip vacation planning, you see the people in their family shirts and you want to do that too.
Love it.
Yes. And
obsessed
on the cruises,
with everything about the family shirts.
Yeah. And I there are a few gift options, so I do have some clients that have chosen other things, and either way you're getting something for nothing.
Yeah, just a little sprinkle of Disney magic.
Yeah. So my email again is morgan@neverlandnavigation.com.
Absolutely. I feel like for the sake of this show, this is actually going to be a great episode, because have we ever been so impassioned about a specific vessel?
I know.
Before in our entire lives.
Jake, you wouldn't believe. I wish you were there, because we would go from one floor to the next floor, and like just the art on the walls. At one point, Bailey's like, "Wow, they made this ship for you."
Oh,
it was crazy.
That's so cool. I love that you got to go.
Of underrepresented stuff, and I was like, it must be maybe like my generation, or like they're not as much. They like got a lot of the in between stuff on this ship, not either the classic stuff that we've seen everywhere our whole lives, like Snow White and Beauty and the Beast and stuff like that, but then also not brand new, like the in-between stuff that kind of got overlooked from 20 years ago. Some or of my 30 years stuff ago.
Is that in-between stuff.
Yeah. They had a little bit of everything. It was shocking because we're so used to saying, "Oh, they never use this movie."
Yeah,
you know,
the one that really comes to mind for me is Atlantis.
Yeah,
and
there wasn't much, but there was like
that's fine.
Yes, it was still shown.
How cool!
I think that it was just art on that one. They did show the movie at one point, Atlantis, and I was like, well, this is nice. You know what I
mean? Yeah, yes. That, speaking of underrated, my lord.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll go into the history of the submarine voyage.
Like, even one of the floors that we kept passing because of where we were located had a picture of the villain, and this doesn't actually speak directly to me, but this is a deep cut, I think. The villain from Meet the Robinsons.
Oh, the bowler hat guy.
Yeah, and like most Disney fans struggle with who this guy is. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to be pretty deep. So it was interesting to see him there, framed and on a wall, and I'm like, wow.
Wow, look at him now.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. There's like a viral video of him standing on the main street train station waving to guests, and then he starts doing these like very like Liza Minnelli leg kicks in the air for the crowd, and it's so surreal. And
people are like, who is that?
Pretty much. It's so strange to see such an obscure character do something so flamboyant. Yeah. It's so strange. That's a deep cut for sure. Love when the deep cuts get represented. Okay.
Like how the other thing about this ship, though, you're right. It was like so perfect for me. It'd be perfect for you because of like just the things they decided to utilize on this ship.
Right.
But also there were times on this ship where I felt like there's not a like movement of theme. We've talked about something else recently that I felt like this about, but it was like you would go from Hercules to villain to, it was just like, to Marvel. And it almost felt jerky.
Disjointed type vibes.
Like you walk in, should I be talking about this yet?
I do have a question about this for later.
Yeah. Oh, then I'll wait.
Okay. Do you mind if I start going through these questions a little bit?
Let's hear it.
I'm so excited. Which ships have you been on so far?
Okay, so I have been on the Magic and the Wonder, which are the two oldest ships.
Yes.
Then the Dream and the Fantasy, which are the two middle-aged ships. I feel bad.
Cover your ears.
That. Yeah.
Ships. That's so funny.
I know. I shouldn't have said that. I take it back. But
they forgive you.
Yeah.
Them and their fairy godmothers. Yeah. They forgive you.
Yeah, Mariah Carey. You think she's gonna forgive me? I called her middle-aged. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay. And then I've been on the Wish and the Destiny. So I've been on 6 of the 7 boats that are out, and I've been on 8 Disney cruises total.
You are a seasoned adventurer.
I am.
That makes you uniquely qualified to speak on this ship, I feel.
Yeah, the only one that's out right now that I haven't been on yet is the Treasure, and I plan to. The Treasure runs 7-night trips.
Right.
So it's a little harder because you've got to be able to get off a week plus. They cost a little bit more because you have more amount of nights. And I wasn't as excited about that one as I was about the Destiny because of Hercules versus Moana, although I am a super big fan of Moana too.
Oh yeah.
Also.
But Hercules just hits different for us.
Hercules is like my childhood.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's just different.
So Hercules is like, I mean, kind of everything to me.
Same.
Like it's like it's my childhood. I actually watched it like a billion times, and that was because my little sister, when she was a toddler, wanted to watch it over and over again. Hades is my favorite villain.
Oh,
like
so good.
Maybe by leaps and bounds. You know what I mean? I just think it's so funny. The songs are the best. They
So
get stuck
good.
in your head in a good way. Yeah. So I am excited to go on the treasure, but that's one I haven't been on yet.
All right. Well, I'm sure you will complete your list soon.
And then the next one will come out. The Believe comes out in the end at some point in 2027.
Gosh, they just keep stacking these babies on.
They do. Oh, and I'm not even talking about the Adventure, which sails out of Shanghai, and we will get there when we get there.
I truly feel that is the first entry into an entirely different category of like, international Disney cruise ship.
It's like whether you've been, like, I have been to Disney World thousands of times.
Yeah.
And, but, like, getting to Hong Kong and Tokyo Disney, that's a whole nother thing.
It's once in a lifetime.
Yes, it's once in a lifetime. So we'll get there when we get there. I hope to do it one day.
You will. You will.
Although that boat was built in mind to sail out of Asia.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's also probably not going to be as good of a fit for us. I don't think.
It's going to be retrofitted from a previously existing vessel.
Right.
How?
Kind of.
How
They never finished it.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not like, luckily, it's not like a hand-me-down where they've got to strip out old disco balls and stuff like that.
They just had already constructed the hull by the time that Disney had bought it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But when they construct something with a different demographic in mind, it's just going to be a little different. Like, even the stuff in Disneyland in Europe is going to be different to what we're used to, except for the things that are carbon copy. Well, and I'm talking about the parks now, obviously.
Yeah. But, and even those, there's creative interpretation somewhere along the way, either in re-recording of the lines of the language, in terms of like interpolation of different instruments, the respective religious themes. There's so many factors.
Like they're not. In some cases, they couldn't do the Haunted Mansion.
Sure, yeah.
So, of course, that's not going to be on the boat over there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The Haunted Mansion lounge was one of the things that we were, like, bubbling with excitement about that I got to experience. This is also on the treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably won't have that type of stuff.
Right.
Really interesting to think about.
And they might have Duffy. Like, I don't know that.
That would be so cool.
But, like, I don't even know Duffy. You know what I mean?
I barely know Duffy.
Yes, exactly. But in Asia, he's everything.
I know. I recently discovered that he apparently has, like, 6 friends that are, like, look like him, or, like, stuffed bears, but in different colors.
Yeah.
Have no idea who anybody is. I'm looking at them like they're, like, a Japanese commercial or something. Like, it's so strange.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, this is Disney.
But it's so cute.
It is cute.
The couple times I've laid eyes on him, he is very cute.
Right.
But it's so different.
But so I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying, is I don't think that ship is going to be as perfect for us as the ones that are built for the audiences over here, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, that makes total sense. My next question is actually, how long was your sailing, and where was your cabin located?
This one was 5 nights. The Destiny does 5 nights and 4 nights. And speaking of the treasure, I feel like, unless you are super attached to, like, Hercules, like I am, you might choose between the Destiny and the treasure based on how long you want to go, right? Because the Destiny is doing 4 and 5 nights, the Wish is doing 3 and 4 nights, and then the treasure is doing 7 nights. So, but the treasure has a lot of the same stuff as the Destiny. Yeah, so
they're like sisters.
Well, all 4 that are going to be in this class are all sisters, because they're all have the same floor plan. Right. I'm sure that's not what you call it in ship terms, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
But between the Destiny and the treasure, some things are carbon copied, like the Haunted Mansion bar.
Oh, that's right. I forget. That's in both of them.
And then, like, that Marvel show. So on the Wish, we got the Marvel show that was Ant-Man, and on this one we got the Marvel show that was Groot and Rocket. Yeah. But the restaurant, the layout was the same, of course, but also the decorations was the same for the Marvel restaurants,
Just
and then the screens were different that gave you a different story.
Cool.
But on the Treasure, they do both of those stories.
Whoa.
Because it's a 7-night cruise.
Right.
So you get the Ant-Man story on one night, and then you get the Groot story on another night. So...
Oh, I love them solving problems like that.
Yes, I do too. I do kind of wish there was more... different, because that would make I would be scrambling to book a Treasure if things were totally
all different. Yeah.
But now that I've been on the Destiny and the Wish, the only thing that's different is gonna be the show being Moana, and then the restaurant, instead of Lion King or Frozen, it's gonna be Coco, which of course is big for my husband, so we will do it. But
absolutely. I think they also capture such a huge chunk of the market that's just looking to take their first Disney cruise, or looking to experience something new and exciting, without necessarily comparing it to all of the previous Disney ships. I think they will be enthused by everything that this ship is offering, but I do also wish they were more unique, like you're saying. I just wish there was a little bit more to differentiate them, in the same way that we like differentiation across the theme parks.
It actually, this is a big thing that bothers me, is the repeat in shows. I've been on 8 Disney cruises, and I've seen Disney Believe 4 times.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
you're all set.
I've seen Aladdin at least twice. Yeah, I've seen Frozen at least twice, because they're just repeated on the other ships. And
right.
I'm just you guys have so much. You've heard me complain about this before.
No, but the point is well taken. Much... They have a volume of
oh my god, they have
source
all of
material.
It. They have all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a joke.
There should be a Mary Poppins one. There should they could have one. There should be a Jungle Book one that's just the Lion King.
For real.
There's so many properties. Alice in Wonderland.
Exactly.
I could see stage musicals for all of these.
And you've got to. So if Frozen is playing on. I shouldn't have given an example, but if Frozen is playing on the Destiny, which it is, and the Magic, which it might be, I don't remember what the first time I saw Frozen was.
Okay.
Then you have to rebuy all of those costumes and props and stuff, so it's not like they're getting reused, because they're being simultaneously shown on 2 different ships.
Right.
So why not give a new ship a new show, a new story?
Yeah, you're gonna do
then
new stuff
you can
anyway.
Get people to go on the older ships to see Frozen. I would have gone on a newer ship. I really wanted to see the Frozen show, so we're going to go on this older ship, and then that gives people the opportunity to see how the older ships are still amazing, because they are.
Yeah.
But now, why would I?
Right, if there's no incentive to
why would I not just go on the newer ship?
I think that's a really good point. I think we care more about that kind of thing than the average person, but for people, there is a segment of people on the Disney cruise, on every cruise, who is very interested in the entertainment being good.
And being different.
And being unique, yeah.
Because that's what you're paying for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm going to talk about the value, which I think that you're going to ask me at some point what I think about the value, if I'm going to talk about the value, it's going to depend on whether I'm seeing a brand new Broadway style show, or just wasting an hour on, not wasting, it's always fun to see the show again, but
yeah,
it's like watching a new movie versus watching something you've seen a few times.
Right, exactly.
You get more value if I'm getting to see something new, because I kind of think of that as, well, I would have paid $400 in tickets to go see this on land.
Right.
But would I have if I've already seen it?
No, because the novelty of the experience is part of the ticket price.
And finding out how they do it and stuff like that. And once you know, you know.
Yep.
I will say, I'm getting off track, and don't let me forget to come back to your room number question.
Okay.
But for the Aladdin show specifically,
okay,
they have cast a guy. I've seen the show at least twice, and I've seen a different guy do it those 2 times. But it's the person that plays Genie, is absolutely hilarious and does a little bit of improv.
Oh.
So each show is going to be a little bit different in a comedic since.
I love that.
Yes, and like he's making jokes that are like current
pop culture references.
Yes,
that's what Genie's good for.
That's what Genie does. Yeah,
he's the Beetlejuice of Disney.
Yes, he's the Beetlejuice of Disney. So like that, I found that one to be the most rewatchable because I know that he's gonna come at me with different jokes and stuff.
Sure will.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
That is so cool.
I wish more entertainment did that.
On Frozen, once I saw Frozen once.
It's locked.
Nothing's gonna change unless there's a costume malfunction, which I'm not hoping for because that sucks.
I think you would feel too bad.
I would.
Yeah, like
on the one that we were just on, they did Frozen, and there was a very brief delay on her dress change, and yeah, I felt terrible for her.
Yeah, I bet. Although, soothe yourself with the knowledge that you and I are probably the people in the room who care the most about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it also happens, you know. We've participated in stage performance. We've directed stage performance. You've choreographed quite a bit of stage performance. You know, it just...
They had to shut down, I don't know if that's the right terminology here, but they had to stop the Hercules show mid-show and be like, we were having technical difficulties.
You mentioned that a little bit. Give me the... Well, wow. I mean,
I know,
why be on topic now?
I know.
We've wandered so far.
What happened?
Yeah.
So, this would be my first time seeing the show anywhere because it's only playing on Broadway in London apart from being on the boat, right? So
it's a different production, but like Hercules on stage at all.
It's not a thing, right? So I haven't like seen it before and know what to expect.
Yeah.
But they started playing the entry chords to I Won't Say I'm in Love. And then they shut down. And then when they reopened, like they came back like 5 minutes later.
Oh wow.
And when they came back, that's not the song they were on. So it made, this is totally just my theory. Nobody else in my family even caught this, but it was like the intro like chords to that song, and then when they came back, they did a different song. But it was still like the order still made sense, and then they got to that song like 5 minutes later. But I kind of feel like their cueing must have been off. Somebody hit the wrong track? Yeah. No way. That's all I can... That's so fun. Is that how it works? Is somebody like hitting each track? Or is it pre-done? In my experience, the thing that makes Disney's live presentation so magical is that everything is cued in advance in a particular show order, lighting, sound, stage cues, but executed by call by a stage manager and timed live. So yeah, it would have to be, right? Because if they got backlogged or whatever for some reason, they'd have to not have the music going. Or skipped something somehow to end up at that track at that point. Yeah. Something happened with playback. Something happened because then when they came back, they did a different song, which I've never heard before. Apparently, the song was written for Broadway. Oh. Yeah. You might know it if you're like, because that's surprising. Will know. That's surprising to me to learn. Yeah. That they've incorporated a song from the Broadway production. Yeah. Because... Well, it's just not from the movie. I've seen the movie a million times, so I know it's not from the movie. So, oh gosh, okay. I couldn't name it because this was the first and only time I've heard it. But they did just write like 10 new songs for the Broadway production. Yeah, okay. Sorry, the West End production. Right. Before that, the Hamburg in Germany production. That's where this all started. That's right. I forgot. So strange. But they've added all these new songs written by Alan Menken, who did all the music for the original. Yeah. So it makes sense to me that they would insert one if they're trying to... It surprised me because you're cutting it down to an hour. Yeah, you'd think you would focus on the things that people know. But anyway, so they did this song that I've never heard of. Then there was a little bit of dialogue, and then she started singing that song. So I think it was like a miscue song situation. And rather than just letting the actors kind of suffer through that. Yeah, and miss a whole part of the... That's not how Disney works. They just stopped it. And I could be wrong. It could have nothing to do with that, and I'm losing my mind. But that's what it seemed like to me. But either way, you had a Showstop, which is interesting. It is interesting. It also happened to my parents, when they did the transatlantic Disney cruise from on the Fantasy coming back over here last year, but theirs got stopped for a technical reason and then did not resume. Which made me wildly nervous on this boat because they had Hercules scheduled for day 5. And I was like, dude, why am I am here for this show. Yeah. I booked this whole trip for this one show. Like, what if something happens? You know what I mean?
That's horrifying.
I did not want to do it on day 5. I wanted them to have opportunities to redo it if something went wrong. Because that happens. It's a live show.
So wait, I'm sorry. The only performance of the musical during your sailing was on the final day?
Yes, and that's normal. And they did it multiple times on that day.
Okay.
So, like, normally when you get on a Disney ship, any ship, I guess, you've got day 1 is the Believe show, and day 2 is the Frozen show, and day 3 is Pirates, so it's the fireworks show instead, and day 4 is this, and so on. Yeah. Right? So day 5 was the Hercules show. Now, for most of the shows on a Disney cruise, you get 2 options, and they are like split around your dinner time. So like I had the 8:15 dinner seating, so we would go to the 6 o'clock show, which would be done by 7:15, and then go to dinner.
Perfect.
Right. And then the people that had the 5:45 dinner or whatever, they would go to an 8:30 show.
Yeah.
Or somewhere along those lines. For the Hercules day, it was a day at sea, they did a 1:30 and then the 2 nighttime shows.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, we're going to the 1:30 because if something goes wrong, I want another opportunity to see it.
100%.
Yeah. But that little blip wasn't enough for me to like go back and, you know what I mean?
For the full hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did think about it. It was, I bet I wouldn't have been the only person that went to see it more than once.
If I were there, we would have gone a second time.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, we got over there and looked at the line to go see it again, but it was insane, and then I felt kind of bad about taking a spot from somebody. Yeah, and we just decided against it because there's always so much going on too.
Yes, and there's a lot of options of things to do.
Yes. Jumping back to the room, this was my first ocean view room.
Oh.
We had room 7500, which is at the very, very front of the boat. Like, the window was squared facing forward, which only is true in a few different cabins.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so where you would imagine the cabin to end and your window to be was a slanted wall, and there's a window on that slanted wall. And I would not recommend it.
Really?
Yeah, I had heard these rooms were really good because you kind of got a little bit of extra space with that slant.
Sure.
But it's totally useless space because the slant is very slanted. It's not like you can do any, you know what I mean?
The angle is too harsh.
It is, okay. Yeah. And our like storage space by the desk like was cut down because of the weirdness of the room.
Oh, so there's really hidden there's a hidden downside.
And the window faced the front, but there's like in front of you is still a lot of boat. You know what I mean?
Okay, hold on. The window. Oh, okay, got it. The window is facing the direction the cruise ship is moving.
Yes. So you can see the ocean, but
you're
in
not
front
at
of the
apex.
ocean, like on an ocean view room on the side of the ship, it's like window ocean.
Flat.
Yes. You could, like, if it were open, you'd be able to touch the ocean or throw something into the ocean or jump into the ocean.
Sure.
With this one, it's facing the front of the boat, and then beyond the front of the boat is the ocean. But, like, I'm not good at, like, feet or whatever, but for a lot of feet, there's the front of the boat, and then, like, the employee area, and some people just hanging out. And so I didn't really feel like I was seeing the ocean.
Right.
Does that make sense?
You were seeing the boat.
I'm seeing a weird part of the boat, to
it's
be honest.
Having a beautiful beachside view, except your room is behind the billboard.
Yes.
So you can't see the
kind of ocean. Yeah, or like an oceanside view, but there's like a parking lot with a dumpster in between you and the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can see it, but there's all this other stuff in front. So So I found myself missing the balcony. We've done the veranda, which means balcony in case you're not a big cruiser. Balcony rooms most of the time.
Yeah.
And especially when you're more than 2 people, that even the balcony space, which is not, of course, part of your room, still kind of makes you feel like you've got more space.
A little more real estate.
Yeah, plus you could just go out there. You know what I mean?
Less claustrophobic.
Yes. So I found myself missing that, but that's not an every person kind of thing, because my parents also got an ocean view room, but they're not the kind of people that would sit on a balcony like and drink a cup of coffee and admire the sunset, which is what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
I love that kind of stuff. They do not like that kind of stuff. So they didn't care at all. So they'll be in ocean view rooms for I think most of their from now on are going to be that, because they feel like a room is just where you're going to sleep and shower in between doing other stuff, where I would take in the ambiance of being on the ocean and drink a glass of the coffee or champagne or whatever sitting out on the balcony, and I'm happy just sitting there and thinking about how grateful I am. Different people are different, so
totally. What did you you're talking about, like, what is the cost comparison in general? I know.
No, I know. Yeah, I know you know. It depends, but like...
It's crazy. But, like, in just a very general sense, nobody write numbers down now. Stop it. Put that down. Can you give me kind of like an estimation, comparison, ballpark between Ocean View and other accommodations?
Yes, I will tell you, and this is super ballpark. Like you said, you can't like quote me on this, but it seems to be around $100 a night.
Okay.
It can be between 50 and 200, or like is a little bit more of a broad scope in between an interior room, an ocean view room, and then a veranda room. So, like, on a 5-night cruise, you might be looking at a $200 or a $300 difference to go up to veranda. And then you've got to decide. I usually, when I'm thinking about it, will break it down by day and be like, would I pay an extra $50 a day to have this veranda? And then that's on you, whether you actually spend time out there. If you're like my parents and you're like, I'm here to have fun, but I'm not here to like sit around and look at the sunset, that's not my jam, then you don't want to pay that extra amount. I will say the bottom level is called interior, which is a little claustrophobic for people, but even if you're not claustrophobic, a thing to think about is they have split bathrooms. Disney only has split bathrooms on the ocean view and veranda rooms, but not the interior. And what that means is, on an interior stateroom, you're going to save, let's say, $500, but you get one bathroom. Like, if you open the door to the bathroom, there's your toilet, your sink, and your shower, all in one room. That's typical of a cruise ship, but on Disney cruises, if you get an ocean view room or a veranda room, you get 2 bathrooms. One has a sink and a shower, and it's closed by a door, and the other has a toilet and a sink and is closed by a door. So it's so convenient because one person can be taking a shower while the other's getting ready or going to the bathroom or whatever. Having 2 spaces for people to get ready is kind of monumental in the time.
And a cruise ship is very luxurious.
Huge. Yes, and no other cruises do this for regular rooms. So I don't think I have stayed in an interior room and I would be fine with it with 2 people.
Right.
But I wouldn't do it on Disney because of the split bathroom.
Option to upgrade. Yeah. That's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
What is the price differential between like a veranda sitch and an ocean view?
Veranda. Sitch. Oh, that's what I was saying. It's like between 50 and 200.
The price difference would be 50 to 200 a night.
Was that your question?
Yeah.
Okay. And going from an interior to a ocean view is the same. Right. So it's 50 to 200 to go from interior to ocean view, and then 50 to 200 to go from ocean view to veranda.
Okay.
Per night.
Right. And you wouldn't repeat the ocean view experience for your particular...
I found myself missing the veranda.
Right.
But I would try an ocean... If the price... Like you were saying a minute ago, the price difference sometimes can be more or less depending on how they're feeling at the moment.
Right.
I don't really know how to explain it other than that. So if I was like, let's say I was like, I want to go on the Treasure next. Let's do it. I want to do a Christmas cruise. How in God's name have I not done a Christmas cruise yet? So let's book it for December. And then I see that the price difference between an ocean view and a veranda is $600 or $800 because that's a 7-night cruise. I probably would do the ocean view again.
Right.
But I wouldn't do that front facing one. I would make sure I had a side facing one.
Smart.
But that would be on that boat to just try another option, and because that's such a huge amount of money, like $800 is a lot of money. Yeah, it's significant. In addition to the fact that on Disney boats, I feel like I'm busy all the time.
Totally.
Like trivia, that movie, this, that, the other, game show. Like there's constantly something going on, and I don't spend as much time in the room. Whereas if I went on like a Celebrity or Royal or something like that,
you'd want the balcony.
I might want the balcony. Yeah, because I'd have more downtime.
I would too. That is an example of something where I wouldn't feel pressure to see everything and explore everything. Mm-hmm. So I would be more comfortable spending time doing what you were saying, which is just chilling on the balcony. Sounds nice.
The Royal is a little harder too because they have what's called neighborhood balconies.
What?
So Royal's boats, the recent ones, are so big that some of their balconies overlook the inside of the ship instead of the outside of the ship.
Right.
So you could be like overlooking their area that's like carnival themed or whatever, or the Central Park, and it's called like Central Park balcony. So you're not looking at the ocean, you're looking at the inside of the ship, which is staged to look like Central Park.
Interesting.
Oh, and then if you want an ocean view, then that costs even more. So the price I gave you was what my estimate, which is such a wide estimate. I apologize, but
of course.
It's what it is for Disney.
Yes.
Sometimes it makes a lot less sense on other cruise lines.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes I'll look at a Royal cruise for a client, and the veranda costs less than an ocean view.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, what are you guys doing? But
yeah, that's so strange.
Yeah.
It must be, there's a very complex availability / how much do we need to sell this ticket for to make $1 billion system going on with them. But it makes the prices very volatile. There's no...
It's funny, you're giving them credit for this, and I'm like, are you guys, like, not paying attention? But yeah, you're right. There's probably a complex algorithm to it.
Yeah, they're manipulating that for sure. It's just, you can't be sure you can't even really project comfortably within $200 what somebody's cruise will cost right now.
Right.
Just because of how it is. That being said, though, I know one of the things that you were most looking forward to, as always, on these boats is restaurants. What was your dining experience like on this ship?
So Disney does rotational dining, which means that you're assigned to a restaurant every night, and then you switch restaurants every night, and your service team goes with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying that for anybody that might not know.
Yeah.
The restaurants on this boat were the Pride Lands Lion King themed one.
Cool.
The Marvel one.
Cool.
And then one called 1923, which was just like a classy... This is the year the Disney studios were founded. One side is called Walt Disney. The other side is called Roy Disney. And it is like dark woods and...
elegant.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of Art Deco. But then the decor is like sketches and props from different movies.
That's cool.
It's very cool. But I would say that's the least fun. Because there's no show or anything.
It doesn't sound fun. It sounds...
It's kind of... The vibe in there reminds me a little bit of Hollywood Brown Derby.
Sure.
In the decor and dark woods and stuff like that. Yeah. And I bet that's kind of what they were going for. Or Steakhouse 71, which has the same kind of theme. You know what I mean?
A little bit, yeah.
Like it's on the same... Anyway.
They took a number.
Yeah, they picked a number. So, the Pride Lands one, I think the thing I would like to tell people that I'd like people to know is it's not your animated Lion King.
Okay.
Okay. I'm only saying this as a travel agent to let because like I was trying to encourage my sister to come on to the ship soon and bring my nephew because he's Hakuna Matata obsessed. Yeah, he's 2 and like he'll be 3 by the time they would go on it, and I thought it would be really fun. But like,
hey, there's worse songs to be obsessed with, so no worries.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. But I was imagining something along the lines of a tamer version of what we have in Animal Kingdom.
Sure, yeah, Festival of the Lion King vibes.
Yeah, Festival of the Lion King vibes. So it is like that, but much, much, much tamer because there's no one in like the animated costumes at all. Like there's no representation of Simba or Timon or Pumbaa. There might be representation in like a human storyteller. There is kind of, but like you'd have to really know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not dressed like them.
No, they're dressed in the like tribal.
Yeah.
And they're storytellers.
Right.
So they're telling you the story of Simba but they sing some of the songs. They actually sang one of the Broadway songs that we did. Jake and I did a Lion King Jr.
He Lives in You.
Yeah,
I love that song.
Yeah, and so they just did some. They had like 3 people on the stage in the middle that would like sing some of these songs, and somebody doing like the storytelling part. It didn't go on the whole time we were eating.
Yeah. And
like at the end of the Frozen similar dining experience in Arendelle on the Disney Wish, then at the end of it, some of the characters would walk around and kind of parade, and that's where I thought this would happen.
Same.
No.
Really?
Yeah. No characters from the animated.
I guess I was at least thinking like Timon and Pumbaa would be there.
Somebody. Yeah, I get why you couldn't get like a
lion.
But like they had Olaf and Arendelle, so like
yeah, that makes sense.
Give me a Timon, he's the best anyway.
Yeah, he's so cool. Everybody loves Timon. Puppets would have been cool. There's puppets in African performance. They could have gone that route.
Yeah.
Famously, the Broadway production is all like puppetry and masks.
Right. But like I was thinking about it, and even like when my nephew is a year or 2 older, I don't know that I would be able to even explain to him that this is the Lion King.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's lost on them, I think.
Yeah.
I think you gotta see the...
It's just some people singing.
That's why there are floats in the Animal Kingdom show.
Exactly.
Like I love the Gift and the Princess and Good Looking and whatever their names are.
Yeah.
Like telling the story and singing the songs. I think that's fabulous.
And so that's what this was like, but minus everything else.
Yeah, you've gotta have for kids. You gotta have a little Zazu animatronic.
Yes,
you gotta have
Zazu.
Some lion somewhere, or at least people doing their best. Like
and these performers were amazing.
I'm sure.
I definitely don't want to downplay how awesome they were.
You know how in The Lion King on Broadway, you can, at least from their costumes, recognize who is who?
Yeah.
Because Scar has, like, a big scar on his mask.
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
No, they didn't even do masks. Yeah.
That is so interesting.
They were just storytellers.
That's a high-concept performance for children.
Yes, I don't feel like it was for children.
That's so weird.
I know. Okay, so you get where I'm coming from. I found it...
It sounds great for you and I and nobody else.
Yes! I was like... This is fun, but like I'm glad I hadn't already convinced her to bring my nephew on and pay all this money, and then he's like, I thought you said there was Lion King.
They don't even sing Hakuna Matata.
Well, I do think they might have sang Hakuna Matata.
No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah.
Like, that seems, it would be hard to articulate to a child that this person is the embodiment in this moment of the character of Simba, but not for the whole production.
Right.
Just when they're doing the Simba parts.
Okay, so you totally get it. Exactly. So that was our table was right next to the stage.
Oh wow.
Which seemed like such a good thing, but like the stage is lifted, and then you've got a person that's standing right here next to you that's like up in the air like 4 feet, and then standing, so another 5 or 6 feet, and belting out these songs right next to you it was a lot.
Really?
Yeah. I also feel like the decor in Arendelle on the Disney Wish was so intricate and fun, and like every little thing, you would be like, oh look, there's a picture of a silhouette of Anna, and look, oh, there's a little like hidden reindeer thing. You know what I mean? And like all this stuff. And this one, not so much.
Really?
Yeah. The one cool thing I will say about this restaurant is like there were, I'm sure, screens kind of around, and they kind of went through like a sunset on the savannah slow change.
That's cool.
Which was nice.
That seems really, I like that. But
way less of the cool little details that like you and I love about like
theming. On a scale of 1 to 10, how was the food?
In that restaurant?
In that restaurant.
That's hard. I don't remember.
Do you remember if you enjoyed it or not?
I think I did.
Okay. Well, hey, at least that's good.
Yeah. It's hard to differentiate through the different restaurants. Although some of them had like theming. I feel like
it sounded like you had a lot to take in at this restaurant. Yeah.
Well, and we went there twice, but then the second time we were there was no show.
How strange. Why?
Well, because it's rotational dining, there's only 3 restaurants. So you wind up in the second restaurant twice, but with nothing going on in that restaurant.
They should still do the show.
Yeah, or something. I think something different would be nice.
Oh, you've got big plans.
Yeah.
Why
not?
Those same people should learn how to do 2 shows.
Or you think that's
turn
too
it around,
much?
turn it around. Yes, I do think that's insane.
You do?
But I do think it would be possible to have 2 casts.
The cast that does Hercules also does Frozen.
I know, isn't that wild?
No, I think it's great.
I think that is possible to have like that rotational thing. For the dining thing, it makes me wonder though, why aren't they doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. Because the second night is like like just a space.
Maybe they need the Arendelle people to, or maybe it's not Arendelle. Maybe they need the Marvel people to be able to do the. Are there Marvel people?
No, that's Screen.
I'm out of options.
Yeah, there's the only live show are the people that they're like maybe 5 or 6 people that do the Lion King show.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe they should learn another show.
Or just a few songs, like just do some variety songs on the second night.
You know what would be great? Just a nice little like jazz band.
Yeah. They do something like that with the Tiana restaurant on one of the older ships.
Oh right, yeah, they have Tiana's Palace.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah, so that one okay, so that was that one, and then the Marvel one is like very new agey kind of modern. A feel to it. Yeah, and then there's screens everywhere.
Right.
So this is
high tech vibes.
Yeah, this is that show. It's a screen show, right? Because it was Groot. The weird thing about this one, there's a lot of positives to it, but I will say you'd think that I would have liked the Groot and Rocket one better than the Ant-Man and Wasp one. But the Ant-Man and Wasp one was it was like a whole thing. Like, you get there and you find out that there's something going on, and then you find out something goes wrong, and then you've got to be part of the solution. Like, it's like an interactive Marvel experience. And it's Paul Rudd and what's her name that plays the Wasp?
I don't know.
Evangeline Lilly? Is that right?
I don't know.
They're talking to you, and like, there's jokes. But on the Groot and Rocket one, there's no interaction. And they mainly are just playing songs, which I love the Guardian song, so that was cool. But
yeah, weird that they didn't.
At the end of the Ant-Man one, like they time everything to make sure that you stay to see the conclusion where like you save the ship. Yeah. Right? On this one, over half the restaurant had left before they even got to the end of it. Oh. Yeah. I was like, is there no end to this? Like, everybody's leaving, and then something happened, and then you realize that this is the end, and it's like, okay. It was a little... Also, it didn't sound like Bradley Cooper, which shocks me. It kind of... I meant to look it up, but I didn't have Wi-Fi on the boat. Mm-hmm. So I will look that up, or you can look it up, but... Because Paul Rudd did the Ant-Man one.
You would think Bradley Cooper would do it.
Yeah, he loves being Rocket.
Yeah, well, it seems like it.
Well, it didn't sound like him.
Weird.
But maybe it was.
Maybe. That's so interesting. I really think that, like, the Marvel thing with Disney Cruise Line, I think we should get some costume characters up in there.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? In the restaurant?
In the show, yeah.
So, yeah, at the end of the Ant-Man one, at least when we have been on it, and I've been on that boat twice, The Wish, Spider-Man just comes walking through the restaurant at the end of the, like, you're done with dessert, and all of a sudden Spider-Man's coming through.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything like that for this one.
Oh, how strange.
It is very weird, and Spider-Man's an easy one. Well, all Marvel characters are a little easier because they are in, you know, you don't have to, like, match the face.
You just have to have the right body type.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it actually really surprises me because their superhero costumes are so iconic.
Yeah.
And because meet and greet / character availability, even seeing a character, is such an impactful moment for a kid. It surprises me that in a show that is primarily screen-based, not even 1 to 2 costumed superheroes could make an appearance at the show.
I think
so strange.
Yes, it's so strange, and so strange that on The Wish that they did do it, and that they also had, like, the characters parading around Arendelle, but then on this one, there's neither of the restaurants got that treatment. So that was weird. Wow. The third restaurant is 1923, which had that classy steakhouse vibe to it. Not much to say about that. I would say the food overall was probably a 7 or 8 out of 10. The coffees that you buy were better than that, in my opinion.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they were really, really good. And there, just make sure if you want to pay extra for, like, a fun latte or something, that you get the coffee art, because that's, like, a huge thing. I got Meg on my first coffee, and it made me so happy.
All right. Well, it turns out we've got a lot more to say about the Disney Destiny. So I think that necessitates a part 2.
Yeah.
For this episode.
There's a lot to say.
There's a lot to say, yeah. So if you guys would like to join us for the second half of our adventure, then stay tuned right here on Neverland Navigation Radio. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do that just by clicking the subscribe button, and support the show by leaving us a review. Helps a lot, and we'd really appreciate your support.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you're thinking about taking any kind of vacation, to send me an email, morgan@neverlandnavigation.com, so I can be your free-to-you travel agent, and you can get free gifts. Yeah.
Yeah,
why not?
It's a good time. All right, we're off to go fulfill our destiny. So we'll see you on our next adventure.